When a man truly loves a woman, something shifts deep inside him. It is quiet at first, almost invisible. Most people never get to see it. For years, he may have trained himself to stay guarded, to wear confidence like armor, to hide his softer emotions behind jokes, logic, routine, or silence. He learned to look strong even when he felt unsure. He learned to keep moving even when something hurt. But real love touches the part of him that no performance can protect. It slowly lowers the walls he built to survive. It gives him a strange kind of peace. He starts to feel safe enough to stop acting, safe enough to breathe, safe enough to be seen as he really is. And that is rare. Very rare. He may begin to open up in ways he never has before. Not just facts, not just stories, feelings. Real ones. The fears he hides, the old pain he never explained, the disappointment he still carries, the doubt that visits him when no one else is around. He may speak about failure, about childhood wounds, about the part of him still trying to heal. He is not doing it for pity. He is doing it because with her, he finally feels understood. Not for what he does, not for what he gives, but for who he is under all of it. Stay with me because this matters more than people think. For many men, vulnerability does not come easily. It feels risky. To open up is to trust that someone will not use your truth against you later. That is why this moment means so much. When he loves deeply, he finds courage inside that risk. He puts down the armor he wore for years. Around her, he does not always need the perfect answer. He does not need to perform strength every second. He can be silent without feeling judged. He can say, "I do not know." He can admit that something hurt him. He can share a truth he has never said out loud. Love teaches him that strength is not the same as hiding. Real strength is honesty. Real strength is letting someone see your heart without running away. Many men carry scars from betrayal, rejection, or heartbreak, and those scars teach them to stay closed. But love gives him a new reason to believe that emotional closeness can be safe again. And when he is with a woman who listens without mocking, who stays without shaming, that trust grows fast. He begins to share more, then more. And every time he does, the bond gets stronger. This is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is in the quiet moment when he tells her what he tells no one else. It is in the way he chooses truth over ego. And that choice says everything. When a man truly loves a woman, her happiness starts to matter to him in a real and personal way. Not in a fake, overly pleasing way, not in a way where he loses himself. It is deeper than that. Her joy begins to feel connected to his own peace. He wants to see her smile. He wants to hear her laugh. He wants to know that his presence brings calm into her day instead of confusion. And that changes how he moves. He becomes more aware. He notices the details others miss, how she takes her coffee, what song lifts her mood, what kind of message makes her smile at the right time, what helps her relax after a hard day. He remembers small things she mentions casually and brings them back later without making a show of it. He adjusts plans, he makes time, he checks in, not because he is trying to impress her, but because care has become natural. That is what love does. It makes him attentive. He notices the quiet in her voice, the shift in her energy, the tiny sign that something is off. And when she is struggling, he does not always rush in with answers. Sometimes he simply stays, steady, present, calm. Because real love is not always about fixing. Sometimes it is about standing beside someone so they do not feel alone. And if you miss these little moments, you miss the whole story. This kind of care becomes even clearer when it is inconvenient. Anyone can be sweet when life is easy, but a man in love shows it when he is tired, stressed, busy, or pulled in 10 directions at once. He still tries. He still shows up. He still speaks with patience when it would be easier to shut down. He learns to communicate with softness. He finds joy in giving, not just receiving. He also celebrates her happiness without turning it into a threat to himself. If she wins, he feels proud. If she succeeds, he does not compete. He supports. Her light does not make him smaller. It warms his world too. That is a big sign, because love removes the silent battle of who matters more. It turns me and you into us. And the beautiful part is, he usually does not ask for praise for any of this. He does not keep score. He does not announce every effort. He does it quietly, because something inside him feels full when she feels safe, seen, and cared for. Her laughter softens his hardest day. Her peace matters because she matters. So if you want to know how deeply he feels, do not only listen to his words, watch how he protects her joy in the middle of real life. That is where love shows its face. When a man truly loves a woman, the future starts to look different to him. Before love, his plans may have been built around only one person, himself, his goals, his work, his freedom, his next move, his next challenge, his next escape. But when someone reaches his heart in a real way, his vision begins to widen. He starts to picture a life that includes her naturally, not as a fantasy, not as pressure, as a genuine desire. Love shifts his thinking from me to we. He does not disappear inside that change. He becomes more complete in it. He discovers a version of himself that wants to build, share, protect, and grow with someone beside him. So when he talks about tomorrow, she is in the frame. Maybe in small ways at first. We should go there someday. That would be a great place for us. When we get our own space, little phrases, big meaning. Because those words reveal what his heart is already doing. He is making room for her in places that used to belong only to him. And once that begins, it changes more than conversation. It changes choices. Watch this part closely. A man in love does not only imagine a shared future, he starts to move toward it. He may think differently about money, work, time, habits, and long-term decisions. If he is considering a new job, a big move, or a life change, he thinks about how it affects her. He wants her input. He wants her included. Not because he cannot think for himself, but because her place in his life has become real enough to shape his direction. He begins to make practical choices that fit the kind of life he hopes to build with her. That is seriousness. Quiet seriousness. He may not make huge promises every day. He may not speak in dramatic lines, but his consistency reveals intention. He wants stability, not just sparks. He wants a foundation, not just moments. He begins to ask her thoughts on things that matter because he sees her as a true partner, someone whose presence belongs not only in his present, but in his next chapter too. And when that happens, it is one of the clearest signs that his love is genuine. He is not just planning the next weekend. He is thinking beyond that, much further. In the private map of his heart, she is already there. When a man truly loves a woman, he begins to value her perspective in a deeper way. He does not just hear her words, he listens for the meaning inside them. He pays attention to what she feels, not only to what she says. This is powerful because many men are taught to solve first and feel later. They hear emotion and search for an answer. But love teaches him a different skill. It teaches him that listening is not always about fixing. Sometimes it is about understanding. So he starts to seek her opinion on things that truly matter: his work, his family, his doubts, his next step. He asks because he respects how she thinks. He trusts her insight. He values the way she sees what he might miss. Her voice adds balance to his own. Her clarity helps him when his mind feels crowded. And because he loves her, being understood by her begins to matter more than simply being right. He listens without always interrupting, without turning every talk into a debate. Even when he does not agree at first, he still tries to understand where she is coming from. That is respect in action. It is not passive, it is active. It is the choice to give weight to her thoughts because she has weight in his heart. And once a man reaches that point, the connection gets much stronger. This same love also makes him more steady, more dependable, more loyal in the ways that actually count. He understands that love is not built by big speeches alone. It is built by showing up again and again, especially when life becomes messy. Anyone can act loving for a moment. Real commitment is what happens over time. A man in love becomes someone she can count on, not because he is flawless, but because he chooses consistency. He stops playing games. He does not leave her guessing about where she stands. His words begin to match his actions, and that creates trust. He respects her boundaries. He protects her dignity in public and private. He speaks of her with pride. He defends her even when she is not there to hear it. And loyalty for him is not only physical, it is emotional too, moral too. It is the daily decision to choose her, to honor what they have, and to remain honest even when temptation, stress, or doubt appear. He does not vanish during hard times. He does not pull away the moment things become uncomfortable. He stays engaged. He talks. He works through it. He rebuilds when needed. That kind of steadiness is not flashy, but it is priceless. In a loud world, consistency is one of the strongest forms of love. When a man truly loves a woman, emotional connection becomes just as important to him as physical attraction. The relationship stops being only about chemistry, affection, or shared moments of passion. It becomes a place where both hearts can rest. He starts wanting depth, not just excitement. He becomes curious about her inner world, her thoughts, her fears, her dreams, the tiny things that make her who she is. He does not only want to be near her, he wants to understand her. And that changes the whole relationship. He becomes more open in conversation, even when the topic is uncomfortable. He does not avoid every difficult moment. He does not shut down every time tension appears. Instead, he tries to stay honest because he knows communication keeps love alive. When she speaks, he listens to understand, not just to defend himself. When he is wrong, he is more willing to admit it. Growth starts to matter more than ego. He learns that real connection is built in daily moments, in check-ins, in shared laughter, in late-night talks, in calm silence, in the little ways two people say, "I am here." He notices her moods. He senses when she needs comfort. He gives her room to be fully herself without fear of judgment. And then he opens too. He lets her see his own hopes, doubts, and hidden parts. That mutual openness is where love becomes a true partnership. And when conflict comes, because it always does, the man who truly loves does not only fight for a point, he fights for the connection. He becomes more patient, more forgiving, more careful with her heart. He wants resolution, not victory. He wants her to feel secure even after a hard conversation. That is the difference. He does not treat the relationship like a contest he has to win. He treats it like something precious he has to protect. Over time, she becomes more than the woman he is attracted to. She becomes his safe place, his trusted person, his emotional home. And he becomes the kind of man who understands that love is not about finding someone to complete him like a missing piece. It is about building something so honest, so strong, and so steady that both people feel more whole inside it. So if you ever want to know whether a man loves deeply, do not only look for big lines or dramatic promises. Look for the quiet signs, the lowered guard, the care for her happiness, the future he includes her in, the respect he gives her voice, the loyalty he proves over time, the emotional bond he keeps investing in. That is where real love lives. Quiet, strong, unmistakable. And if you felt the truth in that, then you already know this is the kind of love worth keeping.